The Gottmans are the experts in relationships. And an amazing thing they found by studying couples is within 3 minutes, they're able to detect with over 90% confidence whether the couple is going to get divorced. And one of the main elements of the studies that me and Dan have learned to use in all our relationships is how to stop resentment from growing or for even coming. Because when you have resentment in a relationship, everything that you're doing comes out of anger. And that could be relationship with patients, with family, with friends. It's not just romantic relationships. It comes out of anger. And what you need to do is you need to do repair attempts. What are those?
Repair attempts are leaning towards or making gesture or effort to repair the relationship. Not just repairing, but making the attempt to repair instead of allowing the conflict to go further in time, because it can also build resentment, because you're going to walk away and you're going to build more thoughts around what happened and build more emotions around what happened, which builds another layer to the resentment, right? You have the conflict. Now you have layers of resentment that are building against you and your partner. And that is going to build more conflict and more distance between each other. So the Gottmans also found that if you make efforts within 3 minutes to put effort towards your partner in repairing, that is a great sign that your relationship will be successful.
And how do we use it in our relationship? Well, whenever we get into fights, we will be much more open to each other's repair attempts. It doesn't mean that immediately we're like, oh, everything's great. No, but at least the way that I think is, I'm going to stay married to this guy. Is this going to be worth it in 10 years? If not, then I better be open, because I don't want to keep suffering and being mad at each other.
Yeah.
Right? And like leaning into that. Because of this research, we do that. We actively think about it.
Yeah, and I'll admit that for me, when I found out about this study, because this study there's multiple countries, hundreds of people studied over decades of time. The Gottmans really did a remarkable job on this study. But when I first heard about this, it was a game changer. It caught my attention right away, because in my own conflict in any relationship, when conflict would arise, my pattern of response was to shut down, because I would get angry and then walk away from the experience and build resentment. Right? Because my mind would regurgitate that experience, and it would build more emotions and more conflict. And it just was like one of those thermometer. The red keeps going up. And that's how it was for me. So that pattern of what I was in really probably impacted all my relationships. And when I heard that, hey, there's a couple that are doctors that studied this, when conflict arises, if you make effort to turn to your partner and repair, there's not just a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% chance that you guys are going to be successful, but a 98% chance, I think. 96% chance. That's remarkable. These are significant tools to use in your relationship. And the question should be at the very beginning of this video is your relationship important to you? Are your relationships important to you? And if they are, here's a toolbox that you can use to strengthen the capacity of your relationships.
What are repair attempts? Repair attempts are things like, whenever Dan bids for my attention, I don't always want to turn and look at him, but I remember the research and I'm like, okay, turn and look at Dan. Give him those 10 seconds, right? What are other repair attempts? Other repair attempts can be cracking a joke, even though you guys are fighting or you guys are upset. Those are repair attempts. Sending the first text message or the first phone call. Those are repair attempts.
I can think of a great example of the other night when we were on the couch and I did something, doesn't matter what I did, but I did something and her response was aggressive in what she said. But she immediately knew that she made a mistake in what she said to me and she apologized. And because she did it, so genuinely, because emotion's important in your repair attempt. If you could tell that it's genuine and authentic and it's immediate, that has the power to repair. And it was almost like the tension dissolved right away, immediately in the room. It's like, look, dude, we're going to make mistakes. We love each other. And she made a mistake. She acknowledged it right away. And it took both of us from here slowly down to here because she did three things: genuineness, immediate, emotion, right?
Yeah. And one of the things that really stuck in my mind, and it's the super old saying, is would you rather be happy or would you rather be married? I know it's very crass to think about, but in reality, it's like, are you guys working together or is this your opponent? And if you're working together, you have to be open to these repair attempts.
Yeah. That makes me, that's one of the best things that someone can say is, we grow up as human beings with like a brother or a sister, and we're used to that type of a relationship where there is competitiveness, where we are pissing each other off and getting under each other's skins. And that's not what you want to foster in your partnership and marriage, right? Jack Kornfield and Dr. Trudy Goodman, when I was on a retreat with them, said, do you want to be right or do you want to be connected?
Ooh, say it again.
Do you want to be right or do you want to be connected?
That's
and
great.
That's a powerful thing to realize too.